Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here on the U to the 2. So, going to talk about a few things tonight. First off, it has been brought to my attention that guess who is up for 2022 first year of eligibility for the Hall of Fame? Give up. It's our good old Agent 89 himself. Pretty much, I think it's safe to say, the best wide receiver in Carolina Panthers history, Steve Smith Sr. That's right. He is one of the few wide receivers that are a potential 2022 first year of eligibility for the Pro NFL Hall of Fame. So just to give an idea of those receivers, they're Anquan Bolden, Andre Johnson, and Steve Smith. So will be entering into their first year of eligibility. So, let's do some spotlight on Steve Smith Sr. His career ends with statistics of 1,031 receptions, 14,731 receiving yards, 81 receiving touchdowns. He also has 4,055 yards, return yards, and 6 return touchdowns. He is also 8th in all-time receiving yards. So it's in the top 10 for all-time receiving yards. And like I said, dude has always played with a chip on his shoulder, especially being, only 5'9", about 190, 180 pounds around that field. But has definitely lived up to his name, lived up to his size, and has definitely proven in his career that he can tussle with anyone. Anyone that's guarding him, he'll make a fool out there on that field. Unfortunately, excuse me, he didn't play his whole career with the Carolina Panthers. He did play a few years with the Baltimore Ravens. But, for the most part, his career was mostly in Carolina. But my all-time favorite player to ever play in the NFL, Steve Smith. And I pretty much, like I said, I think it's safe to say, there may be some arguments. But, excuse me. I think it's safe to say that Steve Smith Sr. is pretty much the best wide receiver in Panthers history so far. Now, we have some up-and-coming receivers that could potentially cut into that. We'll have to see what happens with DJ Moore, somebody that Steve Smith has endorsed. And if DJ Moore can keep doing what he's doing and evolve and hopefully get solid quarterback play, who knows? DJ Moore could be one that will rise up in the ranks and turn into a true number one wide receiver. You never know. You never know. Somebody's going to eventually catch Steve Smith in Carolina. But only time will tell. But, definitely looking forward to Steve Smith eventually entering into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So, congratulations to Steve Smith on his career. And hopefully he will eventually get that announcement and he will get officially inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's only a matter of time. But he would be considered the class of 2022. So potentially next year. But it's good that he's definitely on that list as he gets ready to enter into that first year of eligibility. So good stuff for Steve Smith Sr. Okay, a couple of another transaction actually. So the Panthers have activated tight end Stephen Sullivan off of the reserve COVID-19 list, and they ended up waiving wide receiver Marken Michel in order to make room for Stephen Sullivan to get onto the team and off the COVID list, which he had been on the COVID list for a while, apparently since the start of camp. But just to give a little background on Stephen Sullivan, played at LSU. Apparently, he played with Terrace Marshall Jr., our drafty wide receiver from LSU. So they both played together. Stephen Sullivan, 6'5", 242 pounds, 24 years old, 7th round pick out of the 2020 draft, drafted by the Seattle Seahawks. As far as college, because I only see college stats so far, apparently he ended up getting 12 passes for 130 yards when they had the national championship run. And of course, he worked under offense coordinator Joe Brady at the time. So let's see. So a little bit more background. Apparently, Stephen Sullivan's first 2 seasons, he was a special teams player and was mainly a blocking receiver on offense. Sophomore year had 11 receptions for 219 yards and a touchdown, and also rushed twice for 5 yards and has a rushing touchdown. As a junior, he finished second on the team with 23 receptions, 363 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he's played some receiver, he's played some tight end. So I mean that's pretty versatile, I'd say. You know, played some wide receiver, played some tight end. So that's not bad. That's not bad. And of course the tight end situation is kind of interesting, you know, with Ian Thomas still haven't really broken out into that big year. And of course we picked up Dan Arnold, Tommy Tremble, and now this Stephen Sullivan. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of play we end up getting at tight end with the group that we have now, plus adding in Stephen Sullivan. We have a whole lot of talent to look at with these upcoming 3 preseason games, and I believe, if I remember correctly, this week is our first preseason game, the 15th, Sunday the 15th, against the Colts. So we'll get a good chance to see how the talent looks and how things have been progressing since practice. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking out this game and also just really getting a look at the talent to see how they do out there on the field, see what kind of chemistry can be built, execution wise, and just really go from there. But that's pretty much all that I have for this edition. Let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think about Steve Smith becoming eligible for 2022 Pro Football Hall of Fame? And what do y'all think about this transaction, waiving Marken Michel, wide receiver, and activating tight end Stephen Sullivan off the reserve COVID list. Let me know what y'all think about that. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you catch every video that I release. Thank y'all so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram of Blitzball Champ Gaming, bringing to you another episode of Carolina Panthers Talk. Hope everybody has a blessed evening, and I will catch y'all very soon. Laters.